What's the difference between developing a skill versus faking it? Like, what's the difference?
I love your definition of home, where you say home is the familiar, right? And to me, the way you currently communicate, you have a home. And that is because those behaviors you've been repeating for the last 10, 20, 30 years, right? So that feels like home to you. Whereas what people don't realize is, and I don't mean to take a long explanation for this.
No, do it.
I think it's important. When you used to ask me what my home was when I was young, I would say my suburb. So I'd say Salisbury Downs. Then as I got older, I started to explore my city. I'll say Adelaide is my home, South Australia, right? And then as I explored more of my state, then I would say South Australia is my home. Then I explored more of Australia. I go, Australia is my home. Now I've lived in LA and Southern California. I go, oh, I kind of feel like America's my home too. And then as I travel more of the world, I go, oh, the world is my home. The same thing with your communication skills. You have access to this incredible instrument, but your home is such a small part of that instrument. Say a piano has 88 keys, right? Right now, home to you is 5 keys because you're only familiar with those 5 keys. But as you start to realize you have access to this incredible instrument, you start to play the other keys, home becomes the entire piano. Whereas the struggle that people have is the moment they do something that they're unfamiliar with, instead of labeling it as unfamiliar, they label it as fake and phony. And what happens the moment you do that? You stop exploring your instrument. And now you are limited to the 5 keys you've been playing with your entire life. And I think there's an over-attachment to the familiar, which keeps us the same. Because when you think about this, most people change the way they dress, they change their glasses, they change their house, they change their car, but they never change the way they talk. They never change the way they communicate because we are way too attached to the familiar. And I say to my students this all the time, don't be so attached to who you are in the present, you don't give the future version of you a chance. There's a future version of you where the world is home. There's a future version of you where you can play all 88 keys.
I love that concept of we change our hair, we change our glasses, change our clothes, but we don't change the way we communicate. And I was going to ask you, when you have so many people coming to see you speak, what are the top 3 things, the practical problems that people are coming to solve when they come to you? So when someone comes and says, Vin, I need your help, what are they trying to solve in their life? The top 3 things that you hear?
First thing would be they want to get from stage 1, unconscious incompetence, to like, you've made me aware of one thing. How can I start to become aware of more things? So again, self-awareness. So first thing they go is, how can I become more self-aware? I'm awake now to the problem of my communication. How can I begin that journey and become more aware? And when they ask me that question, then I share with them a very simple technique. And a very simple technique that I share with them is record and review. So the only way to become more aware is if you see yourself. And most people hate watching themselves on video. Most people hate listening to themselves on audio. So that means they've been going through their entire life avoiding the 2 most critical things you need to develop self-awareness with your communication. And they hate this process. So the process is record a video of you speaking for 5 minutes, right? And then when you review and reflect on that video, leave it for a day so you're less critical of yourself. And once you've left it for a day, the first time you grab your phone to review the video, put it on mute and then just look at yourself. And then as you're looking at yourself, take notes. What am I doing with my hands? How are my facial expressions? What am I doing with my legs? How am I moving? Do I have any visual tics? So you take a whole bunch of notes. That's the beginning process of self-awareness. Then after that, turn the volume up. Just listen to yourself now. Turn the phone around, play, just listen. And as you're listening now, listen to the vocal qualities. What do you like about your voice? What don't you like? What can you hear? How's your rate of speech? How's your volume? What's your melody like? Do you hear the passion? If you're passionate about something, you'll take so many notes when you do this. What are your filler words, non-words, right? You get all of that down. Then the last step is get it transcribed. So once you transcribe it now, you can see the way you communicate in a completely different perspective. You might notice you speak in circles. I repeated the same thing 4 times. What am I doing? Right? And you'll see different things. If you just go through that process once, you'll get a list of 5 to 10 things.
Right.
That's how you begin your journey of self-awareness.